Okay, setting up the Kodiak tent. First thing we want to do is pull the fabric down between the cab and the bed of the truck, and make sure that the window is pretty much opposite the cab window, the tent window, and then move and strap it around each one of the mud flaps, the straps on both sides. I would suggest leaving the tailgate material loose for now. So both sides, just tight enough to keep it on the mud flaps, and to make sure you get it pulled down here. Tad bit hard to find the pocket for the canopy in the back, but it's very close to the end snap here for the canopy. So just follow that in and you'll find it. Okay, now with the canopy poles in the sleeves and loose and the door unzipped wide, it's time to get inside with the main poles. Okay, inside, setting it up. If you're using my jig setup for the poles, you can just simply rest the first pole in the tray close to the jig, and then I'll put up the second pole. Okay, the second pole and third pole have been put in, and so now it's time to secure them to the tent. And I may have to adjust the jigs a little bit forward, because this time I have the tent a little bit more forward, which is better. It's better to have it forward so your window is really close to the cab of the truck. So anyway, I think this is going to work out pretty well. Okay, I adjusted the jigs a little bit, so this one's off the seam a little bit, but it was a pretty tight fit, so I did get it to work by moving it moving this jig back a little bit. This one lines pretty much up with the seams. This one starts at the seam but goes forward, and I've got all of the poles wrapped with the ties now at this point. And now I'm ready to go outside, put the canopies up, and secure the sides. Pretty simple to secure the sides. Just make sure that the window is square with the cabin window, or the cab window. And mine was off a little bit this way, off this direction, so I needed to pull it this way. I just tightened these two straps on this side and everything's done. So there's going to be some extra fabric right in this corner between the cab and the bed of the truck. You need to stuff that in and make this as tight as possible here. And as I look around, this side looks really good. That strap is nicely secured and tight, and this one is as well, and so is the corners. So we're good shape on this side. So once what I do here is I roll the fabric and then stuff it in between the cab and the bed of the truck, and that seems to work really well. I've got a pretty good seal all the way around here, including the back strap here on this side as well. So things are looking pretty good here. So that completes the setup. It took me about 45 minutes, a little bit more time than I really would like. I'm a little disappointed in the amount of time that it takes to make sure the fabric is straight, but at the same time I think it'll go faster. I was working with the camera and making adjustments on the jigs and doing that sort of thing. So, but this is the best I've ever set it up, as far as where, I really the goal is to get it straight here and as close as possible, the windows as close as possible together. So, given that, and given this this situation. I think this is as good as it gets, and hopefully we can decrease that time period for setup. Taking it down is a breeze, of course. It only takes about 10 minutes, but setting it up is a little bit disappointing right now, but we'll see. A couple of things that I've mentioned before is I utilize the mud straps to put these straps under. You can do that easily, put them under the mud flaps before you secure this end gate or tailgate area, because that takes up all the slack that you need to put it over the mud flaps. So anyway, that's it for now. This back strap, there's two of them here, one on the side here, and then one underneath that goes to the fender. This on the side will take up a gap that's in the tent inside here, so that's an important thing to do. So one of the videos that I watched suggested putting the canopy poles in first before you erect all the other poles, and that's a good suggestion. At any rate, it went fairly smooth this time, and I think it may be a little bit quicker than the last time I put it up, but it's looking pretty good. I'll show you the inside in a second. One of the things that I soon realized is I needed some sort of a step to get into the Kodiak tent, and I would suggest that you, if you're looking to, and this is your first time, to get a step ladder like this. This is a jumbo step by, I think this is by Giant. It's called a jumbo step anyway. Just look for it, Google it, and Amazon has them. $124. The jumbo step is the contractor model at $124, and they make a homeowner's model which is like $178 or $198 or something like that. And the only difference that I could tell is it has treads. It has rubber treads on it, but this one is actually rated 300 pounds, and I think the other one is rated at 250, so you're getting a little bit more with this one, and it's light and extremely easy to set up and put down. And I would suggest this one for any kind of a truck tent setup. So works really well. The other thing that I purchased before I get into the tent is I bought this. It's called a prep table from REI, and it is really, I'm glad I bought it. It was close to $200 though, I think, on REI. But the nice thing about it is you can see the telescopic legs. So I mean, this is quite a slope here, and I've got the table set up, and it's going to work out great for cooking, and just right outside my tent. So let's go into the neat features that Kodiak has besides a heavy-duty canvas. It doesn't need a rain fly at all. In fact, it has rained on this, and I don't have any problems with water. But one of the other nice features about this tent is these heavy-duty zippers. These are extremely heavy-duty, and of course it has the mosquito netting, which I'll need tonight. And but these zippers are really, really nice. So here's the inside. You saw me build a cot in some of the other videos. This is really good ventilation inside. These poles are on my my rig here, or my jig that I built on another video, and they really need to be opposite these seams is what it's all about. And when you do and move it forward, it works extremely well. So like I said, easy to take down, a little bit more difficult to put up. I bought a porta potty because my wife thought this tent was so cute. She wants to go camping now. How about that? So she wants all the conveniences of camping in a trailer though, so I needed to try that out. I'm not one for using porta potties, but I'm going to try it tonight and see how it works. Anyway, that's my setup and my suggestions for the Kodiak tent, truck bed tent. Good morning. This is a continuation of the video on Kodiak Truck Bed Tent review, part 3. And this is the morning after. I had a very restful night. I have you know that what I thought were horseflies flying around and mentioned that I thought there were millions of them, ended up being bald-faced wasps, which actually is a relief because they're not bloodsuckers like I thought I was dealing with horseflies. So not a problem at all. A few yellow jackets, a few mosquitoes, not a problem. And bald-faced wasps I can deal with. So not any problem at all. I feel much better about the rest of my trip. So anyway, I wanted to just tell you a few more things that I've discovered with my Kodiak Truck Bed Tent that you should know about. One is the loop that they have provided is very convenient and is a really nice addition to this tent. I can reach up at night and turn that light on anytime I need to, and from my bunk, which worked out really well. And speaking of my bunk, I don't think I've ever shown the inside of my bunk, so I will do that right now. I have propped it up with a 2x2, and that this is a little piece of carpet that I've added, so the 2x2 and your fingers from the inside don't get splinters. That worked out pretty well, and this is supported. I at one time thought I was going to split my mattress, but I decided not to. But it still works out really well this way, just having it supported, and good access to all of your equipment. You can see I put bins in my box to organize my clothes and all of my equipment. Basically, getting it out of the truck itself and putting it in under there keeps the aisle open and makes for a little better organization and camping experience. Okay, all set up. I've put a fly on the back of my Kodiak Truck Bed Tent, and the one that I am using is one that is called a Slumberjack. It's a Roadhouse tarp. I bought this a couple years ago for a couple $100, and I used it for my truck canopy, and then again on a trailer once, and it just works out great on the Kodiak. So thought I would let you know that this is a great option. One of the nice things about this is it's so easy to put up because you just strap it to the wheels on both sides and set the poles. So anyway, this is a nice addition for my kitchen in here. It's going to work out great for the Idaho weather. Had some rain last night, and having a kitchen fly or just an area, a protected area from the weather when you're camping is nice to have. So this is the one I would recommend is this Slumberjack. I did get a pretty good tear in it a couple years ago, and I bought some tape. It's two-sided tape from I think it was from 3M, one on each side, and it really covers that nicely. So never had any problems since I did that. Of course, I watch the edges because this is kind of light material, but works great. Good fly, very light, easy to put away, and extremely easy to put up. You know, flies in general are hard to put up because of 2 poles and 1 person. It's kind of a funny deal, but having the truck as an anchor on one end, it's just like somebody else is there with you helping you set up a fly. So it works out great. would recommend it. It comes with two standard size poles. If you did ever want to use it like a conventional fly, you could. What I did was I cut the second one down by one section, and that way this is a little smaller, so you can see how that steps down a little bit and provides good watershed. So anyway, that's one of the additions I would recommend. Here's one of my friends right now. This happens to be a yellow jacket, and he is not trapped under my fly, but he is actually hunting. He is a predator hunting for insects, and he's found a good number of little gnats underneath this fly. It's interesting to watch him hunt as he prepares for winter. These yellow jackets need protein. Suddenly as fall approaches, they are craving protein. So you can watch him hunt for insects. He thinks all those little dots are a possible meal. So interesting. This is one of my friends, as I sit enjoying a beautiful view out my front door and enjoying my Kodiak Truck Bed Tent. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed part 3 review of the Kodiak Truck Bed Tent. I am going to tackle a few upgrades on the next video. I'm going to do a part 4, which will look at power options, power generators. A lot of people are putting generators in their trucks, and also look at solar to supplement a generator, and we'll look at a few more upgrades like that. So stay tuned for part 4.